42% conversion rate. That's what my landing page did last month. Most businesses pay an agency and wait 3 weeks for something like that. I built mine in one session using AI. Today I'm building one from scratch, live, and you're gonna see the whole process. Hi, I'm Ivan. Welcome back to my universe. If you're new here, quick intro. I closed 7 million in tech sales across 7 countries. I have a digital marketing background and I sold technology for Oracle, MongoDB, and AWS. Now, I build commercial systems for business owners using AI. And today, I'm gonna show you exactly how I do one piece of that. So, if you run a business and you don't have a landing page, you're leaving money on the table. And I'm not talking about your website with 8 different tabs and a menu that nobody clicks. I'm talking about one page, one purpose, and one action. Most businesses have the same 3 prompts. One, the headline says, "Welcome to our company," or "We offer solution." That tells me nothing. A good headline names a specific pain. Your sales team is losing 40% of warm leads because nobody follows up. Now, I feel kinda seen. 2, there's no proof. No logos, no numbers, no testimonials. You've been in business for 10, 20, 30 years? Show it. Then 3, too many buttons. When you give someone 8 options, they pick none. One page, one CTA, book a call, download the guide, request a quote, just pick one. So here's what I use, the whole stack. Claude Code writes all the code. I don't write code, I just describe what I want. Next.js is the framework that the page runs on. Vercel hosted instant deploy. PostHub tracks who visits and what they click. Resend send automatic emails when somebody fills a form. Airtable stores every lead in a CRM that I can actually use. And you don't need to understand any of this too deeply. And that's the whole point. You handle the strategy, Claude handles the technical part. Okay, so I'm going to build this from a blank screen. I'm using Claude Code, as you can see, which means I can describe what I want and it writes all the code. What I want to show is how I can build this out, because I'm not typing, as you can see. I'm just describing it with my microphone. And as you can see, it already typed it here. So I just want to make sure that you understand how this is getting written live. Okay, so let's start. Build me a modern landing page for a B2B service company. They have been in business for over 25 years. The services they offer are consulting, strategy, implementation, include a hero section with a pain point headline, 3 service cards underneath, a proof section with stats and client logos, and one CTA button that says book a free strategy call. Use Next.js with Tailwind CSS, make it look professional, dark theme, and let's keep it like that. Okay. So watch what happens when I hit enter, right? Claude now is describing that it's gonna set the Next.js process with Tailwind. And now what Claude is doing is, as you can see, I gave it a prompt to build a very basic website and it's gonna start building it for me. And then we're gonna be able to display it. Okay, so you see, the project is set up. Now it's reading the page, the layout, the globals. It's asking me, for example, what colors. Of course, normally I would try to add your brand colors, but this is just an example, so it's not fitting my brand colors. It's not specific to me. Here, as you can see, it's the fonts. You can edit that as well. I will accept with a click, and that means that I approve the suggestion or with the changes that Claude Code is currently performing. As you can see, this is part of the process. There's some waiting involved because it's doing a lot of things in the background. Normally you can see the thinking, but now you can see already it's showing me the page structure. So it's saying the design of the actual way it's going to look. Here you can see the white text is the actual copy from the website. It says book a free strategy call, trusted by industry leaders for 25 years. Your business is growing, your systems aren't. Most companies hit a ceiling, not because of bad ideas, but because their operations can't keep up. We fix that. No commitment, 30-minute call, real answers, what we do, 3 ways we drive the results. Consulting, we diagnose the bottlenecks in your business operations and give you a clear roadmap to fix it. No fluff. I hate this. I don't like this. We design go-to-market plans, sales process and growth, frameworks tailored to your industry, your teams, your numbers. We don't just hand you a plan, we build a system, train your team, and stay until the results show in dumb numbers. Years in business, client service, countries, client retention strategies by companies you know. And then it's saying Accenture, Deloitte, McKinsey, SAP, Siemens, Oracle. Okay. They didn't just give us advice, they rebuilt their entire... Okay, this is like the testimonial that I think is generating. That's okay. Ready to fix that. One call, no pitch desk, just a honest conversation. We'll go fit it well. Okay. So let's say that I didn't like this part. Let me find it. The no fluff. You can edit it directly here and say like, I don't know, let's delete it, for example. But if I wanted to do anything, I would just come here, and before I allow the right to page text, I would say there's some mention of services that is very fluffy. There's literally the mention of no fluff. I associate that with the AI generated text. Can we structure it to something sharper? So overall, writing the headline sharper, changing the services to something more specific with deliverables, that things that not guarantees, but something that we can actually provide, and it's a 0 to 1 transformation. And maybe the real numbers that you mentioned, let's keep it like that just to visualize it, but let's see. And yeah, and then build me the HTML on a local host so I can pre-visualize it before approving it. So now it's taking my considerations and my recommendations and rebuilding the draft, because this was mostly copy that I edited. We're still not seeing the visuals yet, but you will see how fast it does, that you can have a preview of what the website will look like. Your sales team is losing because nobody follows up, because your process depends on whoever remembers from zero infrastructure. Okay, I can see that it's taken a little bit from my existing file, so maybe that's my fault, because I can see that it's generating things that are not accurate for my business, but it's taking information from my business. Okay, but it has done it more specific as a testimonial. That's good. Let's just accept this so we can move on and I can show you how it would look like. Because again, so far we only changed the wording of the website. And yeah, as you can see, now is giving me the layout metadata so they can start the dev server. So just for you to understand, what a dev server means is something that I can preview, but it's not live yet. I didn't put a domain with it, so this website wouldn't be like automatically put to production and everyone could see it. Okay, so you can see it's already dev server is running in your browser preview. Here's what I changed based on your local feedback. Headlines, services, 0 to 1 language. Okay, so you click here and it guides you to the preview. Okay, it looks nice. It looks a little bit too AI, but it's not bad. Like, as a first iteration, if you look at your sales team is losing 40% of warley. Like, this is too dark. I will make it brighter, actually. Like, this should be like the accent, right? Because nobody follows up, because your CRM, book a strategy fall, whatever, from zero infrastructure, operations audit, full pipeline, revenue leak identification, go-to-market strategy. You get a sales playbook built for your market, your team size, your actual numbers, not a template. Field bill. Okay, the companies is good. I mean, I will have to probably give the logo that is specific, so we're not able to... I think it will look more legit if we add the actual logos, but for this example, it's fine. And then, for example, for the testimonial, I would add a picture or the actual link to a social media of this person so they see that it's real, because even if you mention the company, this of course generated and not this person doesn't exist, it will be good to do. Just to make it very short, I would say, look, I think as a first iteration is fine, but I don't love the color. I think it's too dark. So I would say make accents, especially on the hero sentence. So when you say 40% of warm leads, that should pop off. That should be brighter. That should be the strongest pain point. So we should highlight it. I think let's tune the website so it's a little bit more responsive. So let's say you add a button that then displays a pop-up window with actionable things or things they can get from it. So just to give an idea of how the website would look like. So I don't want it to be so static. I want the cards to have either a pulsating line to draw people's attention, or the overall structure to have a nicer movement than it currently is. And if you can, add more variety in colors, because I think I only saw black, gray, and blue, and I think that's very basic. Try to add something that is more on the region of a red or a purple or an orange, especially for the pill buttons. Like the book they call strategy session. So now we're gonna let it think for a little bit. It's gonna do the changes that I suggested. You can click here to see like what the thinking looks like. So it's not something that it will show you, but it's a process so you can check what they went through, or like Claude Code went through. And now you see, let me make it pop, brighter paint point, warm CTA colors, animated cards, and a pop-up on the bottom. So again, this is not exactly how I would treat my websites, but I think for you, it's just to see the capabilities and the extent that you can use this. It's taking a little bit too long, but I'm just keeping it like this because it's part of the exercise to show you realistically, like, it is fast, but it also takes time. So I'm not here to present AI as like, oh, get it done. But I do think it's quite easy to use, and it creates this faster iteration process where I'm not like paying a website designer and going back and forth. Okay, so this is more about the design layout. Like you can say suggesting new colors, like the oranges that I mentioned, the animation. We can go into details because you can see like the red is things getting changed for the green, and you can see here on the sidebar how many changes it's suggesting. I'm not going to go through all of them because I think otherwise the video will be so long, but you can see like it's changing the font, it's changing the copy, it's changing the colors, the position on the website. So I just want to show the contrast from the first iteration to this one. Here's saying refresh your browser, localhost, which is like the thing that I mentioned before. It's just the dev server. And what has changed is like now shimmer gradient in orange to red to animate across the text. It's the loudest thing on page. We'll see how that looks. CTA buttons, orange to red gradient, a glow shadow, not plain blue anymore. Then pulsating blue, purple on the cards. The stats are floating animation. The color palette are like purple and orange and red, much more variety. The pop-up modal, clicking, book a free, opens a modal with 3 things taken on the call, plus a pick a time button. Entrance animations, elements fade out, but okay, it sounds interesting. So now I need to refresh this. Ooh, okay, this looks much nicer. It still looks AI generated to me because I'm used to seeing this design everywhere. So this is the part that I said, like, you have to edit it through your brand voice and the actual layout that you want. But you can tell, like, this took us 10 minutes and it's a really nice looking website. Like, imagine there's people that have a horrible website. Look, this is animated. So if I interact with it, you can see the car animation now pops and it's a little bit more colorful. Same here. Amazing. They're kind of floating. I like that. I feel like that's cute. The companies, as I said, this is a manual job, but normally you should either give the URL for any logo or image for the website to be able to do that. But you get the point. Like, this is something that you can do. It's not hard. And then if you had actual customers' testimonials, I would add a photo here. I'm not doing that because I don't want to show a human that I actually know on this video because I don't know if I need to ask for the permissions, but you could edit this and add like a picture here or a different formatting of the testimonials. And look at this, amazing. So it says, here's what you get on the call, the deliverables, and pick a time. Yeah, it connects to Calendly. I don't have it connected, but it kind of helps you picture what you'll get. So here, what I will do is I will try to connect my calendar, whatever tool you use, and that's how you will have a functional website. Very simply put. Of course, you need to make it prettier. Of course, you need to add pictures and better testimonials and all, but this gives you a very easy 10-minute start. Okay, so let's say that we are super happy with what I built. So I think it's a good website. It's functional. I don't want to spend time on designing too many details. I just want to deploy it. This part takes about 30 seconds. Okay, I like it. Let's deploy it to Vercel. So what I'm asking now, Claude Code, is basically to push this website live so anyone in the world can see this right now. Because just to explain it better, what we saw was a preview and it was in the development server. That means that it was not in production, which for any application or website that we're talking, it means we're just working on an internal use case. We're not pushing it to customer facing. So what I'm asking Vercel right now is to actually connect it with, I think it's going to grab my existing domains. I didn't check that. But yeah, you can see here, now it's live. So this website looks exactly the same because it's a desktop on a browser, I mean. And then this would also appear perfectly on a mobile. Let me see if I can do that actually. So if I open my phone now, I just send it to me in Discord message. Look, like the website is displaying perfectly on my phone as well, which is kind of crazy. Like it looks, I would say even the website looks nicer. Like I feel like I like it. And let's see if it's functioning the button. Yeah, like if you click book free strategy call, you get the menu. So, and a weird thing is it loaded under 1 second. That's the crazy thing part of this, right? Like it normally you think it takes 3 months to build a landing page, and of course it takes its own craft, but this I created in less than 15 minutes. Okay, and the last part I would say is adding analytics, because that's how we can see who visits, where they come from, and what they click. And I believe most businesses skip this part and then they wonder why their website isn't working, because they say they have data, but they truly don't have data and they cannot measure what's working and what's not. So let me go back to Claude. I'm like, it's amazing, it's functioning. Thank you so much. That's because I like to be kind with Claude. But now I want to add post hub just for analytics. Okay, this is how you can see the mic is not working. You don't have to change it manually, but it will help so it doesn't do a weird like, you don't have to change the word, but I changed it because sometimes maybe puzzle something meant something else, and then it downloads or actions some other software that I'm not aware of. But yeah, you can see here it's adding Postgro. I don't know if I explained it, but Postgro is the tool that I use to measure sessions and analytics. So, for example, if somebody gets on my website, I can track exactly the source and the campaign. As you can see, Postgro is wired up. You should add this API key. Okay, so as you can see here, it's giving me the API key and the logic. It says you can add them in a local file and directly in their sales project settings under environment wireless. I did this for my own, and it says one set is tracks page views, page leads, and any custom events automatically. You want me to add and redeploy? Yes, please. So normally I had to do it manually, but now even it's suggested that Claude Code can do it for me. So this is proving that the point is even easier than I thought. So basically what it's doing is like, it's inserting these keys that you're seeing, and it's pushing them, so then the website that we just created is already tracking. And once Pulsehog is set up, you get a full activity log. I cannot show you mine because it will reveal my client's data, but every visit, every click, and where they came from. So trust me, it looks simple, but this is what tells you if your page is actually working. So that took about 17 minutes, one session. I built multiple pages with this exact process for my own business. And my English landing page converts at 18%. My Spanish version converts at 42%. So it's real pages with real traffic and real signups. If you're running a business and you don't have a page like this, or your website hasn't been touched in years, this is what is possible now. You don't have to be technical. And this is just one piece of what I build for business owners. Landing pages, email systems, CRM, analytics, the whole digital infrastructure. And if that's something your business needs, the link is gonna be in the description below. Until next week, human, where I'll welcome you back to my universe. Bye. And just build a nice looking landing page.